Hello and welcome to Simuldub Saints, your guide to seasonal anime dubs. I'm your host, Laser Kid, and with me as always is my trusty co-host.
Hello, I am Archangel, lover of cat girls.
You've been listening to our theme song, Wherever I Go, from friend of the podcast, Ampren. Please check out their awesome music, link in the description.
And in this episode, we are shouting out Axial GT. More about them at the end.
Ooh, another one I don't know about. That's going to be fun.
Yep.
Alright, well, it's been a minute. I was gone for a couple of weeks. Family situation. It's going to happen again in April. I apologize in advance. But, yeah, I'm a new uncle. I had uncle duties, and that's kind of the long and the short of it. But we're back. So we're going to talk about a bunch of shows here in a minute. But first, we have some news to talk about. The biggest piece of news we've already done a extra prayers on, so we're going to kind of touch on it lightly. But Crunchyroll raised their prices again. Ugh. See that extra prayers for our detailed thoughts, but
Yes, rack 'em, frack 'em, smack 'em.
Razum, fragum, 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 fragum. Another piece of news, we have Skeleton Knight in Another World Anime has shared a Season 1 recap music video. What a way to get people into Season 2. Oh, you didn't watch Season 1? You don't have to binge all 12 episodes. Watch this music video. It's awesome. Ark, I'm going to make you watch that music video. Not now, sometime.
Send help.
Well, we're going to be watching Season 2, so you might as well.
Yeah. Just, oh my god.
Anyway, speaking of things that I'm going to make you watch, Chainsaw Man, the movie, Reze arc, is to stream on Crunchyroll in spring. Good to have these movies on streaming. It was awesome. Beyond awesome that this and the Demon Slayer film were actually in theaters in the United States. I love that that's being a thing. But it's also nice to have them after a while on Crunchyroll where people can actually see them and watch them at their leisure. It's good to have things available. But that is the news. And we're here for a special topic. We've done this before, ironically, last winter. Because last winter, my computer was broken and we needed a quick topic then. Although I think we probably should do this for every season because it is kind of a neat idea.
It's basically, I see it as what we do when we're out of stuff from last season that
And
we
before
really
we
want to
can go
talk
into.
about. Yeah, and it's too early for the new stuff, so.
Yep. That's kind of where this is. We're going to be highlighting the shows we've been watching that we think you should be watching. A bit of curation, which is kind of the whole point of the podcast. So first, we're going to throw the obvious picks at you. You probably are already watching these, but maybe you're not, or maybe you're just brand new into Simuldub. Someone brought you to Crunchyroll and like, what should I watch? Well, the first answer is Frieren.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, I just picked up right where it left off, and it's the same show.
It's exactly what you expect it to be, and that is such a good thing. I've actually been rewatching season 1 with some local buddies, and I'm watching 2 episodes of Frieren a week. One of this, one of the other. And it is so great. Always a fun time. Very relaxed show. For those that aren't familiar with it, the Demon Lord has been defeated. But what happens afterwards? What happens 10 years later? What happens 20 years later? What happens 50 years later when you're an elf? There's more to it than that. It's got a melancholy, introspectional feel to it, but it is absolutely the internet's favorite anime for a good reason. It is topping the charts on my anime list again. So you're probably already watching that. And given the series that it's connected to's popularity, you're also probably watching My Hero Academia Vigilantes. As well you should. It's fun. Punchy, good times. With a dose of drama. It's always good.
Yeah, this season isn't as crazy as season 1 yet, but I feel like it's deliberately and systematically laying groundwork for some madness to come.
Here's what I'm going to tell you, Ark. As someone who's watched the original show, I've had to hold back crying several times because of things that they showed that you don't
Okay.
have context for yet. There's been some
Alright.
serious moments that you just don't know are serious because you don't know.
Okay.
But yeah, good stuff all around. The next two we're going to mention are things that we've mentioned these before. One of them we've
Once
done
or
a whole
twice,
episode
yeah.
on. And that, of course, was Tojo Wants to Be a Kamen Rider. Continues to be absolutely batshit insane in all the right ways.
Yep. Absolutely. It keeps tripling down over and over and over again, and
And we
with no
love it
loss
for
of
it.
enthusiasm. Yeah. And did we never do a dedicated episode on the Immortal King?
We have not. And I would
Okay,
like to
put
for the
that
season at some
put
point.
a yeah, put a pin in that. We need to do that at some point.
We do. But we mentioned the daily life of the Immortal King before. Now season five's dub is running.
One of my
This
favorite
show
anime ever. It's so
is
dumb.
beautifully silly. It is dumb. It is goofy. This is one of the funniest shows I've ever seen. It is self-aware. It's great. You want an overpowered protagonist who's just it's there, but it's not there to take the stakes out of it. It's there to take the piss out of it. It's great.
Yeah, and where the fourth wall is more a suggestion than a rule.
Yes, it's there only when it needs to be,
Yeah.
and sometimes when it's not there when it needs to be because why not?
Yeah, what my summation of it is, quote, "This fucking show," unquote. And that should kind of
Yes,
tell you everything you need to know. Go watch it.
indeed. So we each also took two picks of our own. And Ark, I'm the host, so I'm gonna let you go first as the co-host because I like to be nice to
Okay.
my co-host and take as much
So
time as you need on either one of these because this is
I'm
the
gonna
meat of the
be I'm
podcast.
gonna be quick because this is just yeah, and these two really just stand on their own. But the first one up, I'm gonna do the serious one first. Sentenced to be a hero, where this is grimdark done right, where
I
it
agree
is
with
an
you.
absolutely crapsack world. I mean, if I was born into this world, I'd be looking for a way to just blow the entire planet up, just to put everybody out of their misery, and also to kill the bad people. But there's very few, there are real people around, but they're very much in the minority and they're very much out of power. And this is a world where the term hero is the worst punishment you can have, hence the term sentenced to be a hero. It basically means they send you in to fight demons, and when you die they can bring you back to life, and each time you come back less, you lose some memories, you lose some personality, eventually you become more of a thing than a person, as we've seen. And the protagonist is just a one of the is a very, very good person who's been screwed over by life in a way that's hard to comprehend. And if it would take like 10 minutes to explain any further
We're
than
not,
that.
yeah, no, we're
So
not going
if
to go into all that, but you should probably go
yeah,
into the
go watch it.
character. You
Yeah.
should at least probably go into the characters a little bit, and I'm going to give you a little bit of help on that here.
Yeah, we've got a whole set of heroes besides this guy, and they're mostly pretty unreliable at all different and blackly
Yeah,
comedic ways. And then we've got the little chibi slash lowly, not sexualized,
yeah,
but the
Kirita,
little
yeah,
goddess which is code for bioweapon, and she, through a series of accidents, imprints on the hero, and he wants nothing to do with her. Why would that be? This is the nucleus of the story. I'm not going to spoil it.
no,
Uh,
no, we don't want to spoil it. But
but yeah,
there's that's going on. They're fighting these eldritch entities they're calling fairies, which is kind of a great, if you look at fairies in, classic literature.
they remind me a lot of the bad guys or the creatures from who's it what's the one with the island that's also going on, that's also
Hell's
continuing.
Paradise.
Hell's Paradise. Yeah, visually
Yes, they do.
they have a
They
lot in
absolutely
common.
do. What I find interesting about Sense to Be a Hero is everyone's got their own little storyline going on, and we keep seeing more and more of that. We've got some idea what's going on with him. There's a knight, uh, Patosha Kivta, who she's like at first treats them all terribly until she realizes, oh, they're not as bad as I've been led to believe.
Yeah, well,
We've
she
got
kind of assumes based on, usually in theory, you have to have done something beyond horrible to be sentenced to be a hero.
we
But
do
I think
know.
she's starting
Well,
to
we probably
realize
shouldn't
that the
tell them.
church she works for is not everything that she thought,
Yes,
to put it
they.
mildly.
She does say what he did, but we probably shouldn't.
Yeah, no,
There's
that's the crux of the story, and it's a
yes,
long story.
there's several other heroes that we've dealt with who have their own histories. One of whom got thrown into this because he stumbled onto the truth by lying, which I think is really really funny. It
Oh yeah,
dark sort of funny.
oh yeah.
Look, Ark, I'm
This
turning into
is
you.
yeah, no. This has a strong undercurrent of black comedy to it. But this
And
is
then there's
very
my
much yeah.
yeah, and then my favorite character is His Majesty, Norgel Sunridge, who is not a king, but he thinks he is, and I think he should be.
And he acts like it. I
He
wouldn't
should
actually
be.
put him in charge. No, he doesn't have the judgment too, but he has if all you need from a king is like a battlefield leader, then absolutely he should be a king. But in terms of any sort of administration, he'd be worse than useless. But I would follow that man onto any battlefield. I would
I
say.
would as well, but it's not just that. He prioritized the civilians over himself, and to
Yeah.
me, that's a leader.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a dark fantasy, and that is more your cup of tea than mine. Although I have enjoyed them, I'm loving this as well. This is definitely more of a you pick than a me pick, but I liked it too.
Yeah. It's probably not healthy for me to watch too much this at a time because again, it triggers my anger issues. But um, what doesn't? So
Oh gosh,
it's
yeah.
incredibly well done.
Well, you want triggering anger issues. You want one that triggers one of mine, but also is one of my favorites. Jack of all trades, party of none. A show I didn't expect much out of because oh look, we've all seen Match from the Hair's Party. We've seen
Mhm.
several versions of that.
Yeah, this
This
is one
one
of the good
resonates.
ones.
This one's a really good one, and it's resonated with me. We've mentioned that before, but it just keeps getting better. I've been watching this one subtitled and dubbed, and I'm enjoying it. I'm watching it subbed because I can't wait. That it has that kind of a pull on me. I have been through some personal things in my life that Ark's probably you probably know exactly what I'm talking about. That I don't want
Mhm.
to rehash for the world, but I feel so much what Orun's going through in his what's happened with him, and I had to kind of reinvent myself because of it as well. Um, and having seen that side of it, watching his former friend Oliver Cardiff, that one triggers me a lot.
Oh yeah,
But
just
it's
pathetic.
also really, really good. These characters are incredible. The story is fun. It's not groundbreaking, but the characterization is just spot on, and I love it for that. Also, the animation is great. Also true for your first pick. I'd say the two of them are probably some of the and Frieren are probably the best animated shows this season.
Hmm.
But yeah, I really got taken with this show. It is a very fun story, and the characters carry everything. And now you're about to talk about a show that I'm the odd man out in our group. I don't like this one, but you
Shows.
guys do.
That's fair enough. So I'll explain why. So it's called You and I Are Polar Opposites, and on the face, it's just another high school rom-com. What makes it interesting is two things. One is it's you spend a lot of time inside, particularly the female lead's head, but also the male lead's head, and it's very interesting to kind of see the way it's very stream of consciousness for the large part, and it's interesting
See,
because
that's
it's
what I
a type.
don't like because it's just painful.
Yeah, but it feels all too real is the thing.
Yeah,
So,
I'll give it that, but that's why I don't like it. It's
okay,
just,
well,
ugh.
anyway, okay. Um, I mean, anyway, there's that. The other thing is the performance of the of Celeste Perez as the lead, Miyu Suzuki. I'm going to tell you right now, folks. Almost certainly she's going to win my best vocal performance for this year. She's just funny. That's the other thing for me is I used to work at a high school, just in the tech department. But just if you spend a lot of time around high school kids, they're just funny and like good kids. They're just funny, and this show has a lot of that. So whoever wrote this, I think they must either both have kids and spend a lot of time around kids because this feels very real in
I
that
was actually
respect, in a good way.
starting to doubt whether or not because I always say I don't like romance anime, and then I like a bunch of it. Yeah, this reminded me why I don't like them.
Yeah, no,
Well,
the romance part is the least interesting part of it.
and that's usually kind of like, but just didn't work for me. But I am the odd man out. I will fully admit.
Yeah. So check it out. You'll know by the end of the first episode if you're interested or not.
I think that's fair.
So that's that.
All right, and then my last pick goes to Dead Account because I'm a sucker for supernatural adventures. And this one is interesting because we're dealing with, fighting the occult, ghosts, and Japanese yokai, but they're tied in with modern technology. But then so is the X, and all the powers that everybody has is tied in with the way that they use their technological life. Like our main character, Soji Inishiro, his power is blue flame because he's a flame baiter. Right on the nose there, Joe.
Yeah,
Right on the
well,
nose.
it really works. It
It
turns out
does.
everybody who's got an attack type power has a shitty personality. Um,
Yes.
and they're very on the nose. It's like these people you know and hate on the internet, and it's like here's how their toxicity manifests. It's hilarious.
I
Um,
agree. I agree. But I'm also really fascinated by some of the background material. Like we've got some signs of what's going on the other side of things, and I'm curious as to just what the hell is going on.
it's incredibly creative, I will say that. Um,
It's a neat way to take something that is, as old as time, ghost stories basically, and modernize it in a way I've never seen anybody, west or east, do this before. Where the
it's
ghost
about
stuff is
time.
connected to it is about time. And using the term dead account is a great way to connect it because a dead account, a dead person,
Yeah,
it yeah,
makes perfect sense.
it fits. It does. And in this case, the dead account that we first see does involve a dead person, but that's not always the case in real life. Sometimes it's just abandoned. But it's still very interesting to see how this plays out. It's battle action shonen with supernatural. This has Laser Kid written all over it. But yeah, those are kind of our immediate standouts for the season. Give them a try, see what you think. We will have episodes talking about some of these shows, maybe some other stuff we didn't mention here. Actually, almost certainly stuff we haven't mentioned here will get talked about because that's kind of the point is to tell you what's out there. But we'll definitely do some of these. It's interesting to me that last winter, the show that really rocked me was Winter. That hasn't happened for me yet here, but I also feel like this is a more well-rounded out winter than last. That's just my take on it. That's just kind of how I feel about it. But I think we're in a really interesting season. Also to note, we don't really have anything from High Dive yet. They're continuing to run the Dusk After the End of the World. That's still running, but we don't have anything from their new shows just yet. So keep your eye over there. We'll have some things soon, hopefully.
Mhm.
But that's our highlights. So, Ark, why don't you tell us about today's YouTube shout out?
So today's YouTube shoutout is a gaming slash tech YouTube creator named Axial GT. He is a dude our age or older from somewhere in the Midwest, I guess. Who the reason I'm shouting him out is he's back. I first got exposed to him years ago now. He had to, because of life circumstances, nothing horrible, but life circumstances, he had to take a few years off. Now he's back. His shtick is, in his own words, no bullshit. He tells you exactly what he thinks, good, bad, and ugly.
Hey,
So
it's
check
good.
his stuff out and see what you think.
Very cool. I might have to try that out, Ark.
Yeah. Also, he knows hardware as well as
Ooh,
software. So I've actually asked him now that he's back. I've asked him a couple of hardware questions I've had on the back burner, and he's had some very useful answers. So
very cool. Very cool.
yeah, everyone needs one friend who knows hardware, at least if you're a PC gamer.
I know hardware up and until you have to do soldering. Once you have to do soldering, I'm out.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but again, like JMac, JMac or Freak, our friend, he knows more than I do about hardware, but there's limits to him. Axial is a level above JMac as
Oh
far as
yeah, no, JMax probably at or slightly above my level, so I get that.
yeah. All right.
So yeah, that's pretty cool. Well, I guess it's time for us to clean up our own house. Although we hilariously recorded this right after a Tweet on My Faithful, so we just did this. But Mark, where can the people find you?
A lot of Cache Cleaner Sim, a little indie game that just dropped that's basically just a core that systems are going to be added onto. It actually just changed its name. They just got picked up by a thing, but it's called The Boss Gangster Criminal Empire. And imagine a somewhat isometric um, crime sandbox, but with pixely 3D models. It's actually kind of hilarious. And so at the moment, there's stuff there, although not nearly as much as there should be. So at the moment, you run a nightclub and you can take over a few businesses for protection, and that's about it. But there's apparently a lot more coming. So we'll see. And I actually gave them a lot of feedback because I've been looking for something like this. And so what's funny is just as we were recording this, one of the devs just PM'd me, "Have you seen the new update? What do you think?" Because apparently I'm like one of the, I'm assuming from that, I'm one of the few people who's giving them feedback. So shout out to them. Go check it out. It's a cute little game, and you'll be able to tell if you like it or not well within the 2-hour refund window.
All right, cool stuff. As for me, you can find me on Twitter at LaserKidPrime. You can find me on Blue Sky at LaserKid. And you can find me on the Toonami Faithful podcast, where in the most recent episode, you can also find Archangel. Because we're talking, and you'll probably see him more frequently, as we're also watching Tokyo Revengers and Blue Lock in our same session we watch our simuldubs in. So you might see more of him over there for a while. As for the Simuldub Saints, you can find us right here on YouTube and Spotify podcast for the audio version. We do tend to recommend the YouTube version more because I do add more visual moments, gags, jokes sometimes, and if nothing else, visual cues about what we're talking about. But the audio version is there for you if you're just needing something to listen to. I know some of you guys listen to us on on rides. So that's totally understandable. I know one person who listens to us when we're in there working, we're honored to have you listen to us. So thank you guys. And of course, we're on social media at Simuldub Saints, both on Twitter and Blue Sky. And we've got a Facebook group where I post the episodes when they come out. So you can check us out on those places. Well, that does it for this week's episode of Simuldub Saints. So we'll see you all next time.